Good day, everyone. This is Pineleaf Noodles, and welcome to DDO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in DDO and on the tabletop. And please welcome my co-host from Ravenloft, Draculita.
Hey now, everybody.
Hello there, Drek. How are things going in Barovia?
I think you just asked me that. But nobody heard you ask me that. Because, problems are astoundingly bad on this show the past couple of weeks. I apologize for the podcast quality last week, folks. Our record levels were perfect when I was recording. Nobody said anything in the chat that it sounded weird. I go to edit the podcast, and it sounded like crap. Pineleaf was very quiet, and I sounded like I was screaming the whole show. So we tested it a couple times before the show. It sounds good.
But did you listen to a recording of it?
Well, see, probably should have. See, now you jinxed it. If it all goes wrong, I'm blaming you.
Oh, wonderful. Then before things go drastically wrong, let's head into our game news, where we have a patch, a tiny patch. Actually, it's not that tiny of a patch.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was tiny too until I read the release notes, and I was like, holy crap. Yeah, it was a fairly big patch. Yeah, we are talking about Update 38. Patch 1, the new creature companions are here. The Islet creature companions are now available, and those are available in the Daily Dice and the Mysterious Remnant Vendor. Also, there is new varieties of house cat creature companions available in the Daily Dice, and we'll talk more about the Daily Dice in just a second. Speaking of those Daily Dice, the Daily Dice rewards have received a significant overhaul. Tier 3 through 8 of the silver and 2 through 8 of the gold rolls have been shaken up. See what they did there? Shaken dice.
Shaking the dice. Okay.
Very good pun, Cordovan. I'm sure that was him. Items have moved to different tiers. Items have been newly added to the Daily Dice, and many items to DDO itself have been recently added. New items to the Silver Daily Dice table include the Potion of Radiant Force Field, Potion of Stone Skin, Potion of Good Hope, Potion of Rising Fury, Potion of Alchemical Prowess, +3, that's Potion of Alchemical Grace, also a +3, Potion of Alchemical Health, also a +3, plus a 50 Sentient XP gem, that is unbound, and a +100 Sentient XP gem, also unbound. And then the gold items, your gold roll could get better if you're lucky and the RNG likes you, not hates you. See, I'm so used to saying hate you, I can't even say the RNG likes you anymore. I can't say the words. Yes, the gold rolls. Lots of new stuff in the gold rolls. We have a +12 magical resistance rating potion, +12 physical resistance rating potion, +12 universal spell power potion, +12 melee power potion, a ranged power potion that is +12, a +15 MRR potion, +15 PRR potion, +15 universal spell power, +15 melee power potion, and range power +15 as well. There is a lesser remnant boost potion, and that will get you +25 remnants, +1 bonus remnant. I like the +1 bonus. So if you pull 50, you'll get 51 because you get 1 bonus. The lesser elixir of discovery. And this raised all kind of holy hell on the forums, too.
It did?
Yeah. The Lesser of Elixir of Discovery gives you a +5 chance of finding named loot in chests that have named loot in them. And, yeah, people lost their minds.
Why?
Basically, the thread of the title was, you might as well sell raid loot in the store now.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah, people are complaining that you're getting a bonus to named loot, so
but it's only 5%.
But exactly, well, there is greater ones that we'll talk about in a second.
Okay.
Hold that thought, finally. Potion of Titan's Grip, Potion of Alchemical Intimidate, +200 Sentient XP, +500 Sentient XP. The Greater Remnant Boost Potion, you get +50 to your bonus remnants, and 1 bonus. A Greater Elixir of Discovery, a +10 chance of finding name loot and chests that have named loot in them, a Sovereign Remnant boost potion, plus 100 remnants, plus 1 bonus remnant, and the Sovereign Elixir of Discovery, a plus 15 chance
Right.
of finding name loot in chest. So yeah, that's what kind of See, but you have to get these from the daily dice and your gold roll. So
Right.
can we talk about what the percentage of you actually getting that item would be from your daily dice?
It's pretty slim.
I could see it if people were just throwing astral shards away and rolling like 15 gold rolls a day and paying astral shards for it. Okay, then I guess, but it's still, you're paying
It's
for...
bit expensive.
Yeah, you're paying for the chance of maybe getting that plus 15 name loot. So yeah, people lost their mind on the forums over that, but forums, what are you going to do? Plus 1,000 sentient XP gem as well, and of course the islet and the house cat creature companions, and also some newly added things to the daily dice: Bigby's guiding hands, more and larger ability tomes, up to a plus 8 ability tome. That would be pretty sweet to pull. And a plus 5 and plus 20 lesser hearts of wood are now available on the gold table. And then some of the categories have their names changed to better reflect what the rewards are and reflect their tiers. So lots of changes to the daily dice. The Vistani Knife Fighter Blessed Blades Slash Knives ability now properly gives your weapon good silver and ghost touch, as it describes. Bastani Knife Finder Single Dagger ability now properly works in any combat situation where you count a single weapon fighting and are wielding a dagger. The Throat Rip spell, which is an awesome naming spell, debuff now only applies to bosses. And Prey on the Weak has a new icon. They fixed an issue where Vanguard Shield champion was proccing at 50% of the time. They have also increased the proc rate from its earlier 5% to 10%. And a few other things. The Many Undead from Ravenloft, the Slave Lords, Temple of Elemental Evil, and the raid Riding the Storm Out, say that a couple times fast, now respond to positive and negative damage like proper undead should. Quells will now better target their intercession against those who are in divine epic destinies instead of just anyone who happens to have a divine epic destiny. And the Monster Manual monsters from the new Disciples of Rage adventure pack have been added to their respective monster manuals. They did fix a couple typos in the new quests, and they fixed a stuck spot in Toxic Treatment, and a couple stuck spots in House Jurasco, and some other typos throughout Update 38. So there is just a quick overview. You can go read the whole notes, but yeah, it was quite the big update. I wasn't expecting that quite a big of an update.
When you talked about the potion of Titan's Grip, for a moment there I thought you said Potion of Titan's Grave. I said, what does it do? Give you 5 gold in a party or something?
Oh, that's funny, Pine Leaf. Nice to see, some pop culture, Pine Leaf. Only the important pop culture. And Gub's Gang is saying people who are complaining about those new items have never met Drac. You could stack 10 of those and you still wouldn't get a pull. You're right. True. Truer words have never been spoken.
Well, you do have a point with that. Then let us head on to the Chronicle for this week. Issue number 281. It looks like the Disciples of Rage are settling down on the top of the Chronicle this week.
Yeah, we're not breathing fire this time. He's just kind of like hanging out with a sword ready to like kill somebody. So he's minor raging, I guess.
That's a sword?
I think it's a sword. Maybe. Maybe not.
It doesn't look like a sword to me.
Maybe it's not a sword. Maybe it's a hand. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I'm not too sure what
it actually is. To be honest, it looks like a stick with a skull on the top of it. But hey, I'm not going to judge. Whatever he feels like bashing somebody over the head with is his own business.
Yeah, it looks Actually, it looks like a farming implement
Yeah.
almost. A type of hoe with the skull put on top
With
of
a
it.
skull, yeah. Well, because it's rage.
And that the prong of the hoe is representing the tongue of the skull.
Oh, see, I didn't even see that. Wow, you are very observant, Pineleaf. Yes, okay. Well, apparently he's a farmer full of rage. I don't know.
Raging farmer.
Once again, I'm not here to judge. Looking at our chronicle in the community spotlights, Fumbles and Fame is an international Discord community who happens to also stream DDO on their own Twitch channel. So go over and give them a follow and check out Fumbles and Fame. In our fan site news section, DDO Cast has part 2 of the strategy guide up for Old Baba's Hut. Sip is getting an invitation to dinner. Click and read all about it. Spoiler alert. It probably doesn't end well if you've done that quest. A very bad guild is experiencing failure in the Lords of Dust. Ozzy Plays is starting a new season of DDO over on his YouTube channel. So click over and watch that playlist. And Game Olio Dan is a longtime Lord of the Rings online video maker who is now doing a series on Dungeons & Dragons Online. So click over and check that out. So Pineleaf is our resident Lord of the Rings online expert. Have you seen his videos for Lord of the Rings?
Never heard of it.
I never have either until he started doing DDO videos, but they're very well put together. So I might have to go check out his Lotro stuff now. And finally, in our fan site news section, Tito LP is also running an invitation to dinner. He's doing it on Heroic Elite. Click over and watch the adventure. And we have our Chronicle comment of the week. If Braun Pitts starred in a movie, what would that movie be called?
I'm trying to remember who Braun Pitts is.
He is the giant that you have to convince.
Oh, that. I keep on forgetting because I remember when we were doing that quest, I kept on forgetting Braun Pitts' name
yes.
also.
Yes, you did. Yes.
Yes, of course. Yes, our favorite actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. If he was start a movie, what would the movie be called? Now, of course, I could imagine him playing Fezzik in The Princess Bride, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, see. Oh, that is 2 pop culture references Pineleaf has pulled out in the show.
You're saying that's inconceivable that I can do that?
Oh, see. Oh, see. See, you went for the third. Swing and a miss, Pineleaf. Swing and a miss. Just saying. I'm trying to think. A giant without a clue. I don't know. Because, Braun Pitts is not the brightest bulb in the bunch. So, yeah.
Well, but he is a giant, and hill giants aren't exactly known for their
that is
intellectual
true.
prowess.
Very, very true. We also have our official screenshot of the week in our chronicle to wrap it up, and that is from Raventhorn, who is attempting to make contact with the Great Old One. I suggest you never do that.
Yes, that's usually not a good idea.
Things end very badly when you summon a Great Old One. And that is the 364th DDO screenshot of the week. And that comes from Clabber for sending that screenshot in. That is a pretty cool screenshot. Don't ask me where it's at, though, but it's pretty sweet looking.
Now, all right. So, therefore, we don't know if that is a location where you could summon a Great Old One?
Yeah, I have no idea where that screenshot is from, so... yeah, I don't know.
Then let's head into store sales and see if they are selling protection against Great Old Ones.
Sadly, no. But there's some good stuff on sale this week, though. 25% off the reincarnations, healing items, spell point potions, and quest elixirs. We have a free sample of the week, which is always good because it is a lesser experience elixir, 1 elixir, when you use the coupon code LESSERXP, LESSER XP, and that is now through May 3rd. More XP is good XP, Pineleaf.
More XP is good XP. I will have to keep that in mind, and probably I should take that so I have some hope of keeping up with you.
True. We still never figure out why I get more experience than you do. One of these days, we'll crack the code and figure out why that is.
And find out why you seem to get about 10% more than I do.
Yeah.
It says, Pineleaf. Let's say, I know. You must have a special ability that increases your XP but decreases the chances of getting a good roll?
Could be. Very well could be.
Then let's head out and see what's coming in from the dungeon. And it looks like it's in the form of a vampire because White Wolf is teaming up with Modefus for a 5th edition of Vampire the Masquerade. And Mr. Kindred here should know all about that.
Yeah, we talked about the 5th edition of Masquerade, Vampire the Masquerade. We knew it was coming. And White Wolf said they were going to release more information about it soon. Well, apparently soon is now because they have released a bunch of information in the past week about their upcoming plans for Vampire the Masquerade 5e. And the biggest news of all, I think, was that they are indeed going to team with Modiphius Entertainment to help them distribute Vampire the Masquerade. So you're not going to order it from White Wolf. You're going to order it from Modiphius. All Modiphius is doing is helping with distribution. They are not doing any of the development or anything like that. That is still White Wolf. It's all in-house White Wolf. Just Modiphius is going to help because they have a pretty big worldwide distribution channel. So I can see why they went with them. And of course, also, along with this, they laid out the schedule of books for Vampire the 5e. In August, the book itself, the source book, Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, will be out, and that is a hardback with a $55 MSRP attached to it. Then in September, you will get a deluxe version of the source book if you would like that, and that comes with a special finish and special colors on the cover. They haven't actually shown that yet, but I'm sure it's going to be cool. For the $140 manufacturer's suggested retail price, I hope it'll be cool. Bit much for a special edition, but hey, once again, I'm not here to judge. Vampire the Masquerade 5e Storyteller screen. That is going to be a 4-player screen, of course, for the Storyteller, which if you did not know, the Storyteller is the DM in Vampire the Masquerade. So you got a DM screen for $28. That is the MSRP on that. The dice set is also going to come out. That is going to include 20 custom 10-sided dice, 15 black vampire, and 15 blood red hunger dice with a MSRP of $21. And finally, to round out November, the official notebook is a 160-page digest notebook size book for $14 MSRP. And then later in the fall, they say, the Carmilla, which is a 5th edition supplement. It's going to be a hardback book for $50. The, let's see, sorry, I lost my place. Sorry, the slipcase set is going to include all 3 of the new books for $140 MSRP. And also to round it out, the Anarch book will be out for $50 as well in the fall. So there you go. All of the books and the release dates for Vampire 5e if you were so inclined to play it. And if you really can't wait and you want to pre-order it, you can do that now. Pre-orders are up over on Modiphius' site. So head over and pre-order, and then you'll get it when it comes out in August.
All right. Now, did you actually mispronounce Camarilla?
Yeah, I did. I realized I did that. And the reason why I did that is because I have characters that are named Carmilla. So that's why I mispronounced it. But thank you for pointing it out. Yeah.
Actually, I only recall ever owning one edition of Vampire the Masquerade, and that was the GURPS edition.
That doesn't surprise me you actually have the GURPS edition for some reason. I'm pretty sure, I'm looking over at my bookcase now. I'm pretty sure I have every edition. I'm just looking.
I would have been surprised if you didn't.
Yeah, I'm just looking because it takes up like a shelf and a half.
Yeah, the Camarilla own your bookshelves.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So that's quite a bit there. And what about pre-orders? Did you say about?
They are up now. You can go, there's a link over in the article up on DDO Players, and that'll take you to the pre-order page from Modifius, of course, because they are the ones doing the distribution. Game will be out in August. They haven't said an exact date in August, but if you pre-order, you will get it right away.
Let's head out and see what's on the tabletop, and it appears that Miskatonic University is having a restricted collection, and that collection is, of course, going to be restricted access to Kickstarter.
Exactly. Yes, this was actually kind of big news because it's been 25 years since Chaosium has released a board game, and they are jumping into it full force with this Kickstarter. This, of course, is for the Miskatonic, that is a really hard word to say, University, the Restricted Collection. And this is a Push Your Luck set collection card game. And it is from, of course, Chaosium. It is designed by Reiner Knizia, who, if you're a board game player, you will know that name. He is referred to as the Grand Shaman of Games. And also Greg Stafford from Chaosium, who did most of the Cthulhu work for Chaosium, is also teaming up with Reiner Knizia for this. It's a family game, which I'm kind of thinking, a Cthulhu family game? That's kind of weird, but... All right, sure. Yeah.
From Miskatonic University?
yeah, I kind of thought those two words don't go together. But hey, sure, if you want to call it a family game, why not? Set in the treacherous and terrifying restricted collection of Miskatonic University, you are going to be playing a professor that is going to keep digging into books, and the more you dig, the more you find out. Of course, the more you find out, the madder you go. You know, it's basically every Cthulhu game ever put together. But you are trying to uncover fragments of lore from the many books there, and you're trying to recover a particular sigil that will stop Cthulhu from rising.
Good luck.
Exactly.
And my question is, concerning Chaosium, when you said it's been 20 years since they've had a board game, is it 20 years since they have had any for sale, or 25 years since they've come out with a new board game?
25 years since they come out with a new board game.
And do they currently have any of their old board games still for sale, or have they sold them all to other companies?
That I can't answer. I want to say no. Yeah, I want to say everything they have is out of print.
Because the only Chaosium board game I can think of is Arkham Horror, and of course that's been long ago passed into other hands.
Yeah, exactly. I do not think they have anything. It's either out of print or like other people own it, such as FFG. So yeah, so there you go. If you are into that, Kickstarter's running now. As of this recording on Monday evening, you have 7 days to go. They smashed through their goal, and let me see. I don't think there was any stretch goals. I take that back. There is stretch goals, and they are knocking them down as well. The cheapest pledge to get the game is going to be $25. So not too bad, and that you receive a fully printed retail version of the game. And then goes up from that $25. The big granddaddy tier is $800.
Yikes!
Well, you get a framed diploma from Miskatonic University for your $800, though.
So they're acting as a diploma mill for Miskatonic University.
Ooh, ow. You went there.
Just saying.
True. So check it out. Link is over in the article. But yes, 7 days to go if you want to get in on the craziness. See what I did there? Of Miskatonic University, the Restricted Collection.
Then let's head out to another Kickstarter for a board game, and that's for Hellboy, the board game.
And of course, this is based off of the comics, thank God, and not the horrible movie that was out. That movie was so bad. Yes, this is a miniatures board game based on the comics, Hellboy, and it's a 1 to 4 player game that follows the BRPD as they protect the world from Rasputin, and a host of other monsters. The original goal for the game includes 99 unpainted miniatures from the 4 different heroes from the comics. That's going to be Hellboy himself, Liz, Abe, and Jana, sorry. The 3 bosses will be a Rasputin, a tentacle monster, and a giant frog monster. And of course, a dozen other assorted minions and monsters. This one too shattered its goal, shattering stretch goals as well. This one has 24 days to go as of this backing, and they are just making money hand over fist, basically. Bit more expensive to jump in on. The lowest tier for this one is $131.
Ouch.
I guess I can see it because it's a lot of miniatures, but still, wow. You're talking 110 miniatures for $131, so not bad, I guess. But yeah, it goes up from the base 131 all the way up to 138. Actually, no, that's just for retailers. So there is only one tier you can get, and that's 131. The other one is for retailers to get it for their store. So as I said, yep, that one funded as well. 24 days to go. Hop in, and if you want to get some Hellboy, the miniature game, up on Kickstarter.
Let's head into our week in gaming, and what have you been up to?
I actually did quite a bit this week.
Woo!
My Shader Kai is level 19. I jumped in to the harbor doing the Devil's Gambit, Grim and Barrett. Still not getting a drop. Surprising no one. See, I really need to roll one of those cool potions and chug that, and then I'll get my quiver, right?
Well, yeah, that would require you first to get the random number generator like you enough to give you one of those potions.
Ooh, true. Very, very true. Man. So then my Warlock is running Framework. I'm still trying to get... I can't... At this point, it's been so long, I don't even remember what I'm trying to get to drop out of there. The boss in Frameworks dropped something that I need to give to my Ranger to upgrade a bow that I got when we ran Framework. But I don't remember what I need. I think I need like a sword or something. I don't know. It's something I need to upgrade a bow, and it's not dropping. And again, surprising no one. Then my level 10 Wolflock, I decided to start running Ravenloft because I realized I've never started Ravenloft on my Wolflock. So I did Into the Mist, In the Shadow of the Castle, did Death House, Fresh Baked Dreams, and An Invitation to Dinner, and wrapped that up. And then I will play some more Ravenloft this week with that character.
At level 20 will be a Dragon Wolflock?
Yes, at level 20, I plan on doing a racial reincarnation into a Dragonborn. So I'm going to be a Dragon Wolflock.
All right.
It'll be a Dragon Lock who's going to be a wolf that shoots things. Because why not?
Why not?
Because
I presume a red dragon?
Of course.
Okay, just checking.
But my wolf is still going to be white because
a white wolf that is going to breathe fire.
But supposedly the wolf and the bear dice are coming, so I might be able to have a red wolf.
Ooh.
I'm hoping, because my wolf will be red because reasons. And my other wolf might be black because again, reasons. Now, who am I kidding? It'll be red too. we all know that. And then the only other thing I did this week in gaming is Dungeons & Dragons 5e. Wrapped up our 3-part story arc that we were doing of Night of the Walking Dead. That is the 5e conversion of the classic Ravenloft module. I'm not going to spoil it. That was the final episode of that. We did finish the module, but I'm not going to say if we actually finished it successfully or not. You will have to go watch that. And I will put the links. I don't have them in the show notes yet, but by the time this episode comes out, magically, the links to watch either my stream of that or the DDO stream of that will be in the show notes. So check that out if you would like. So what about you, Pine Leaf? What did you do this week?
All right, I'll begin with the Halfling Paladin, where I joined up with you. We went to Tethamar's mining outpost, and we began with my gold rolls since I decided, let's see what I will get on the daily dice now that they added a couple extra things to it. And the first thing I got on the gold then after that was a Bingby's Guiding Hands, 11 of those.
And I was disappointed that you actually didn't use them anytime we were playing. I kept waiting for you to break one of those out.
Well,
but alas,
I'm
you never did.
Exactly. I guess because I'm not exactly sure. Okay, what do I do with these things?
You point the way. You say
Yeah.
this way, and then there's a big hand that points that way.
Okay, because it seems to.
You don't. The name gives it
says
away. Big B's guiding hand. What did you think
Yes,
it did?
but the description makes it sound like it points in the direction you're facing.
Well-
So what use is that?
Well, it does, but see, you have to point in the direction you want your party to go, and then you throw down the Big B's guiding hand, and then you run away, and then the party's like, oh, hey, he went that way because the big giant hand is saying so.
All right, I suppose that
You never used a Big B's guiding hand when you played tabletop, finally?
I'm not too sure I ever got a character that was high enough level to get one.
We used to throw those down all the time. Well, because, we used to, split the party. I know, never split the party, but
That's right.
we always
I never-
split the party. Yeah.
Okay, that's because. All right, now I say it's for parties that like to split constantly.
Indeed.
Now, actually, I guess it could also come in handy is if you're at a string, if you're doing a maze and you're might get
True, yeah.
disoriented or something
Yeah.
like that. Then what we did was, of course, third time's the charm, graveyard shift, and records of the past. Then one of the things that dropped for me then was a collapsed portable hole, and I was thinking, well, maybe I now need to get some extra rep with the coin lords. So on my own, then I ran Sacred Helm. I ran that at Elite, and this told me why I hate Elite. And that is because of all the mobs you run into that cast blindness on you.
Yeah, that is a pain in the butt.
Then I decided, all right, let's go to the Sharn Syndicate because I didn't have enough time to run the rest of the quests that are in the Steam Tunnel. So I went in Missing in Action and Bookbinder Rescue. And what was nice about this is my Paladin was able to actually one or two shot the door, so I didn't have to worry too much because you need to go pound, break, enter, and then bash away, as opposed to when you're doing it on level.
Right, well, yeah.
Where it takes you forever to get those down. And what dropped for me while doing the Bookbinder Rescue was a pair of blindness immunity goggles.
That could have came in handy a little earlier.
Yeah. So therefore, if I do more, I decided that the goggles I had weren't all that impressive for me anyway. So even though all it had on it was blindness immunity, I just decided, okay, I'll don those and forget about the other goggles. It's blindness immunity.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing to have, right. After doing that, though, then I thought, wait a minute. This is a level 15 character that when I get to level 20, the first thing I want to do is to TR it.
Right, yep, that was our whole plan.
Right. Do I really want to spend all that platinum to turn this into a fourth back slot that I will lose immediately upon TRing? Maybe I should save the collapsed portable hole and use it after we TR. I know it's going to take me a while to get the rep in order to be able to use it.
Nah,
But
that shouldn't take us that long.
Yeah, so I figured maybe I should save it until then.
Pine Leaf logic strikes again.
I know, Pine Leaf logic strikes again. So therefore, I'm thinking about just saving it and using it after we TR instead of before, because I get the impression that it only lasts for your current lifetime.
I'm not actually sure about that.
Well, at least that's what the wiki said. Because I decided
Okay,
to look it up
yeah, I
just
guess
in case.
I would assume that's how it works, yeah.
Then in Minecraft, I started on the Greater Temple in my fun little area there, my Temple of Elemental Pine. And what I decided to do is, you're familiar with the shape of the Greater Temple?
Yep, and the Temple of Elemental Evil is what you're talking about. The module, yep.
Yeah. Right, in the module, you got this demon shape to it, with this 8-armed demon that it's shaped like.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided that I will reshape it so it's a spruce tree.
Of course you did.
Of course.
Course you did.
So therefore, what I built this week was the trunk to this tree. And the trunk, of course, starts before you get there, because the promenade that you had leading up to there is this straight corridor. So therefore, that's going to be the trunk of my tree. And then when you get to the room itself, I'm going to have the actual tree and then branching. I haven't decided exactly which variant of the leaf shape I'll be doing for the tree yet, but I will come up with something on there since there are several variants on how you could do spruce trees in Minecraft. And then way at the top, past where you have the dice and all that stuff, I plan to put in that area an area that where I'm actually just going to grow a giant spruce in the back.
Oh, okay.
So yes, that is our Temple of Elemental Pine idea, because it's not a temple of evil, it's a temple of pineness. So therefore, it needs this nice big spruce in the back. Then in tabletop, now a lot of the stuff was done on Friday and Saturday, because Saturday was National Tabletop Day, so I wanted to make sure I got some tabletop in on there. So first off, I ran Castle Ravenloft Daylight Assault, which is my least favorite quest in Castle Ravenloft. You know why I don't like that one?
I would have no idea.
Well, that's the one where you have to get 6 items.
I'm sure I played it.
Yeah.
But it's been so long.
Yeah, to win that particular one, you need to collect 12 magic items.
Okay. Oh, yes, I know the scenario you're talking. Yeah, I don't like that one either.
Yeah, because half the time you draw a treasure, it's going to be a fortune. And of course, once you pass day 6 and go into hour 7, then you're going to get an extra encounter every single turn. And yeah, but you need to collect 12 treasures, 12 items. Half the treasures you pull aren't going to count because they are fortunes instead of items. And the other problem is if you use a consumable, okay, it no longer counts.
Yeah, that scenario was just like sucky.
Yeah. So therefore, I was getting pretty low on my health when I had 6 items left. So at that point, I decided just to go escape and call it a draw or something like that, because I got 6 of them, and that should be good enough.
Close enough, right?
Yeah. But while running this, I did make one little conclusion. And that is, if you draw the alarm, which I did, I drew the alarm, I believe, when I was at hour 6. I decided, why do I need to explore anymore?
True.
I've preached. I'm at hour 6. I've got the alarm, so I'm going to get a nice flow of monsters constantly coming around. And of course, what's the penalty for not exploring? You get an encounter.
Yeah, could say encounter, which possibly could be more monsters. It depends.
Yeah, okay. You'll get an encounter every single turn. What would happen if I explored and got another white triangle? I will now, for the rest of the game, get an encounter every single turn, plus an encounter if I didn't explore, or an encounter where I drew a black after the 7th hour. So 1 encounter per turn. I mean, to me, if you've got the alarm thing, bringing in monsters, it's a no-brainer. Don't explore after you reach time 6.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And while you say, well, doesn't that break the thing? Well, don't worry. This is a broken scenario anyway, requiring you to get 12 treasures.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I always skip that scenario. I was like, no.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I skipped that one is because of the way I'm running this campaign. I would not be able to do Adventure Impossible, because I'm doing it with 1 character all the way through. And Adventure Impossible requires you to use all 5 characters.
Right, yeah.
One to the other, to the other. What I might have thought, if I was really thinking, I probably should have dropped that one and added the Sun Sword adventure from the WotC site and used that in its place.
I didn't realize you were like doing this all completely solo, just with 1 character.
Yeah, I'm doing it with 1 character.
Wow. I don't think I've ever ran Castle Ravenloft with just 1 character. I always run 2 at a time.
Yeah, I just thought to see how it would go if I did that.
A lot harder, apparently. I mean, the game's hard to begin with, but of course all the adventure system games are hard. They're supposed to be. They're designed to kill you. I mean, let's be honest. The game wants you to die. All the adventure system games. Some are worse than others at that, but
yeah. But I'm playing a cleric, and the cleric isn't very good at killing. That's the problem I'm going to have. Is when I get to the tough bosses, I might not have the firepower in order to be able to kill the bosses. That will probably be my toughest thing I'm going to run into, because the cleric does not have any dailies that does more than one damage, except of course to undead. Actually, a lot of the bosses, because I think is what bosses I've already gotten past Clack, who's not undead. Now we do have the undead dragon, and we have Strahd, who are undead, so at least I do extra damage to those. Oh, we got the hag, who won't be undead. I'd say the hag might be a real pain, because the golem, you have other ways you could deal with the golem other than killing it.
Yeah, that hag is just hard to kill anyway. She's one of the tougher bosses.
Yeah.
I think. I always thought she was one of the harder bosses to kill in that.
Now, one of the things I decided to do was I was going to score myself based on how many searches I use. So I start out with a pile of 5 of them, and my score for each adventure is. Now, I've not used more than 2 searches yet, because I know in the regular game, if you use more than 2, you lose. But I just use it as a way of keeping score, but I have not needed to go past 2 yet. But I have a feeling that during some of the later ones, I will. We'll see how that goes. Now, I also played another round of Friday, and I had a lot of trouble in this round getting rid of bad cards. For example, I would somehow win it right after having a card I would really wish I could get rid of, but I just wasn't just drawing destroy cards at the right time. I was not losing at the optimal points and stuff like that. So as a result of that, I eventually came up to a pirate, and the pirate punched me in the face as a result of that. Then on tabletop today, I played Onirim with the Dreamcatcher expansion on, and this was a round where the nightmares were waiting a long time before they would pounce on me, because normally nightmares, they really start hitting me early in most rounds that I've played this. But this time, the nightmares just bided their time, and I was getting pretty low in the deck, and there were still several nightmares left. So at the end game, I was left with 4 dream cards at the bottom and an unused Incubus. I had a key that I used to manipulate the deck to fetch those final 2 dreams, so I managed to win it with the help of a key. I was lucky to have a key there, because I had all my doors, but I still had to catch all the lost dreams, and I used the key in order to manipulate the deck, so I was able to win that game with, I think I drew every card in the game at the point in which I won. So in other words, if I was required to draw 1 more card, I would have lost due to running out of cards. Whew. And then I decided to play some Warfighter Special Forces, trying to go against the Drug Runners. And I ran an escape mission. What I decided to do is I would put the various mission cards in order from the least resources to the most resources needed. And I was going to run a sort of a campaign, I guess you could almost say, though I'm not doing too much in the way of campaign rules in there. I'm just a casual campaign, I guess you could say, in there. And I was going to, okay, I'll run this one, randomly draw the objectives that goes with it. So therefore, my objective was an escape. All right, I've never ran an escape mission before, and it turned out with the draws I had of the cards and all, it was a pathetically easy opposition that I had, and I just rolled on top of that, and I won that scenario in 2 turns. I was going, okay, that was a little bit too easy. Maybe short scenarios, escape missions don't work well together or something. I wasn't sure on there. So I thought, all right, I'll go to the next mission card, pull that out, randomly drew the other escape mission that you can get in the jungle. So another escape. Now this time though, I randomly drew much tougher opposition. So I had to go through there. But I still managed to escape. And yeah, I think escape missions and short missions just aren't the optimal challenge. Though I also think there was another factor in here, and that is I think those drug runners just aren't as tough as the Nazi army is. I know, go figure, right?
Yeah, I think you said that a couple of weeks ago, actually. You were talking about that.
Yes, and I came to that conclusion pretty solidly there. Well, because the drug runners are the easiest level you face. I suspect that the frontline Germans might be about the same level as probably is the insurgents in the Middle East would be my guess, and that the elites are probably going to be like the Middle East army. I would have to get to that part because so far I've been running on top of those drug runners, and I'm going to try to do this full campaign with the drug runners and see if I can get enough facility with the game that I could be confident that maybe I could actually go in and either beat the Germans or at least beat the insurgents so I could get better at the game. We'll have to see. I also played Twin Stars, their scenario Rule the World, and I didn't do a very good job at ruling the world. I got squashed. We currently have 17 supporters on Patreon, and if you would like to support DDO players, simply go to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you'll find rewards, including a mention on a podcast of your choice, or even be a guest with us for an episode of DDO Players News.
And if you have any ideas for what some of our other Patreon rewards should be, feel free to send me those, because I'm looking at maybe going to be retooling our Patreon a little bit. So if you have any great ideas about new rewards, always open to them. Let me know. Maybe possibly we'll use your idea for a future reward.
All right, that would be a nice idea. We'll find out. And we also have a featured comment this week where Musky Elon says, "Great show, Pine Leaf. Why aren't you playing D&D with Saba Jade and Drac?" And that is, well, I wasn't invited for one thing.
Actually, you were.
I was?
You were, but I knew it would be not convenient to play at the time we were playing, and it might go too late for you.
Oh, when were you playing that game?
We were playing it Sunday nights from 7 p.m. Eastern till either about 9:30 or 10 Eastern.
Oh, that's right. I think you mentioned
I did.
This, and that's right, because I have a meeting that ends at 7 on Sunday nights that ends at 7:30.
Right, yep.
And then, of course, I have the skirmishes that I do on Sunday nights at 8:30, but I could probably have skipped the skirmishes for a few weeks, but the other meeting, yes, that would have been a little bit more difficult on that matter.
Yeah, so technically you were invited.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Either that or you asked me if I was free at that time, and I told you no.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure how it went down, but yeah.
Yeah, but the answer to that is then that it was at a time slot where I wasn't available, and that's why I did not play. Now, if you'd like to email us, you could send the email to podcast@ddoplayers.com, and you can also follow us on Twitter, the Players Alliance @PlayersAlly, DDO Players @DDO Players, Draculetta @Dracula_72, and Pineleaf @PineleafNeedles. And on Twitch, you can follow Drac @Draculetta_72. The Players Alliance has 4 shows. Every Monday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have DDO Players News. Every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have Lotra Players News. Every other Thursday at 9:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have XP Quest. And on the first Tuesday of each month at 9:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have Chromatic Bits. You can join us for our live shows at ddoplayers.com/live. And that is all for tonight. And this is Pineleaf Needles reminding you to quest responsibly.